Brilliance Audio presents Bond of Destiny, a Demonica novella by Larissa Ione, performed by Paul Bamer. Stacey Markham knew she shouldn't be driving in a snowstorm. It was dumb. Beyond dumb. Yes, the late April storm had come in faster and harder than expected, and yes, she was in her four-wheel drive Jeep with studded snow tires. But right now, what she really needed was a snowmobile. "Damn it, Dad," she muttered as she fought to keep from sliding into a ditch on the curvy mountain road. He'd insisted on going out to stock up on supplies, and he wouldn't listen when she told him not to. The only way she'd gotten her parents to stay home was to take them the supplies herself. "You'd think, after 50 years of living in the mountains of Colorado, you'd know better." A gust of wind caught her SUV, sending it into a spin on the icy road. White snow and the Jeep's red hood filled her vision, blurred into a swirled peppermint candy by the breakneck speed. When the vehicle finally came to a rest, backward, in the middle of the road, she gasped in relief. On one side of the road was a sheer rock cliff. On the other, a treacherous drop into a partially frozen river. She sat there for a moment, letting her heart rate settle into a steady rhythm instead of the erratic spasms that made her head pound. She gripped the steering wheel to stop her hands from trembling and eased the Jeep back into the right lane. Visibility was near zero now, so limited she wasn't sure where exactly she was. She should be within a couple miles of Jillian's driveway, and, if worse came to worst, she could probably shelter there. Her best friend was currently staying at her Greek residence, but her caretaker would definitely be home. Caretaker. It was a fancy and wholly inaccurate word for what he was. Putting the ruggedly handsome man, who happened to be a werewolf, out of her mind, Stacey concentrated on driving at a snail's pace down the mountain. She couldn't see the pavement, could barely see the front end of her Jeep. This was stupid. So stupid. She cursed her life choices, beginning with her former career as a sheriff's deputy and ending at this very moment. Dying in a blizzard when it could have been prevented was going to suck. She should have taken the job at the Demonic Activity Response Team's Honolulu office when they offered it to her 2 years ago. Instead, she'd opted to remain in her small Colorado hometown as the sole DART agent in charge of dealing with the occasional demon incursion. She should be lounging on a warm beach right now, soaking up the sun and drinking piña coladas. Instead, she was going to freeze to death in a snowstorm or burn to death in a fiery crash. Somehow she made it a mile in under 15 minutes without ending up in a pile of flaming metal at the bottom of a ravine.